That's very good.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a simple 20-minute discussion,
Okay.
and the subject is success and happiness. Okay, and the reason I'm doing this is because we have a question mark on what success is. So first I'm going to ask you individually is, what do you consider success to be yourself? So Sanjay, what do you consider success to be?
Success, I would say, is how a person looks at it. It's a relative term, meaning different things to different people.
Sure.
To me, what it means is success in all spheres of life. So, a successful person for the family,
Right.
a successful business executive,
Yeah.
a successful person for my friends,
Right.
and a success to anyone for whom I can make a material change.
Okay, that sounds good.
Ditto.
Ditto, ditto.
Thank you so much, Manish.
It's a moving target.
It's a
It's
moving
never
target.
static.
Yes.
That's not a bad response. Ditto is a good response. Okay, so what I'm going to go through today is what I would say the five areas of success are. Okay, so I'm going to go through that now. So the first thing is health. Okay, this is not in any particular order as such, but the first thing we're going to discuss is health. And the question is this: if you had all the food in the world, but you could not go toilet properly, you could afford all the richest food in the world, the best food you can imagine, but you couldn't go toilet properly, and no doctor could fix it, and you had headaches all day, constipation, piles, terrible breath, gurgling tummy, and always wanted to go toilet but couldn't imagine what it's like to go, no amount of money in the world could make you happy. And there are people in the world who are like that. All they want to do is just get their digestive system working right. Because once your digestive system is gone, you can pay doctors to do this, that, and the other, but it's not going to give you anything else. And all the money will feel useless. Your first priority is to secure your health. Once the health is good, money or no money, you'll be content. Don't undervalue contentment. So, what I always say to people is health is wealth. It's a simple thing to remember. Health is wealth. Okay? Now, what aspect of health do you think is most valuable to you? Is it energy? Is it detoxification? What do you think is most valuable in your health?
I think it's
Immunity,
it's
mental health.
Mental health or peace, satisfaction.
That's a good one. What else?
I would say physical health.
Physical health, mobility.
Yes, that's one.
Okay, good.
Okay. Second, I would say peace of mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
peace
one
of
of our-
mind does not come only from being physically fit. It comes from various aspects. One
Yeah.
of them is financial.
Yeah, but no, we're talking about health first of all.
Okay.
Just stick strictly with health. Think about physical health right now.
Okay, physical health.
Yes.
So let's. Okay.
Mobility. Mobility is so important, right?
Mhm.
So how do we keep our mobility? How do you retain your mobility?
Keep each
Exercise.
and every part of your body fit.
Keep each
Completely
and every
fit.
part of your body fit. And how can we do that?
Okay.
Yoga?
Yes.
What else can we do for
Yoga.
mobility?
You can do running every day.
Yeah.
You can do gym every day. You can play sports. I mean, something or the other, which makes you run.
Now imagine that you didn't have mobility.
Yes.
What would your life be like? More difficult.
Yes.
Very still, right?
Ah.
Okay. So we put our main emphasis on the mobility and on the health. Hi.
Hi. We all need this.
Yeah.
Ajay, Vikas.
So mobility. For example, if you didn't have feet, no matter how much money you have, if you just didn't have feet, your life is completely different. Just for 1 second, imagine no feet. All right. So there are people in the world who don't have feet or don't have legs. Right? Suddenly, money doesn't matter, relationships don't matter, nothing matters. They have no feet. So we have to put the first priority of success in our life as being healthy. Just simply being healthy. It's one of God's gifts to our bodies, just to being healthy. So we're discussing what success is, what real success is. So what I want you to take away from this today is that when you walk out of here, already feel that you're rich, already feel that you're wealthy, already feel that you're successful, because you've all got 4 limbs working, you've got a mind that works, and you've got a digestive system that is able to work. What we can't do is abuse those things. Because once those things become abused and we lose them, then nothing is going to make you happy. Trust me, that day your health goes, everything is gone. So that's the first thing. So success is health. Yeah. Now, peaceful sleep and waking peacefully. Okay? No matter how busy your day is, if you cannot close your eyes and switch your mind off at night and sleep like a baby, you have failed in life. Okay? No wealth, status, or education could ever replace the simple task of falling asleep. The mind should be not stressed when the day begins either. Before bed, write a list of snapshot for tomorrow, i.e. the first things you need to deal with. Play one game to unwind the mind, something fun. Read one page of a spiritual inspirational book. Sit for 1 minute to still the mind in meditation. Write down any thoughts left in your mind or realizations on your life and day. Thank the universe or God or a higher force for everything and pray for others. Then slip quietly into bed.
Perfect.
No,
This is okay, this guy.
no
Perfect.
TV and no radio. Perfect. Right?
No TV, no radio.
Yeah.
This is
This is
people in India do just the opposite of what you say.
Yeah.
Ah.
They do the opposite.
Mm.
So we've had this discussion just recently with some of the people here, right? You're switching off the mind before you go to bed. So as I was saying, your list for tomorrow, you write it down. Everything you have to do before midday, write it down, put it on paper, don't keep it in your head. Don't sleep with it in your head. Do something to scramble your brain, something fun, something leisurely, but very quick to do, like a game, Sudoku, whatever. And then 1 minute of silence. You draw a wall between communications of the outside world and yourself. Do your prayers, and then slip quietly into bed. Write down any thoughts that are left over, and into bed. One thing that's really important is keep a book by your bed. And if you wake up with any thoughts in your mind, or you have any thoughts before you go to bed, it's much better that you write them down. This is my concern, or this is my trouble, and then close the book and put it down. Because otherwise, the mind is like a washing machine of thoughts. And it goes round and round and round. Unless you open that door and you take those thoughts out and put them down, they will continue to go round and round and round. Yeah? See, he's a busy man. So what we try to do is empty the mind before bed. And the other thing that's important is to do, if you've got spiritual people, is to get your position right before you go to bed. Not to go to bed thinking that your life is so important. Remember that you're only one small dot in the universe. And our universe is one dot in a much bigger universe. So you get a bit of perspective. But so what, you didn't get your booking for the next day. So what, you didn't make your deal. It doesn't matter. It's not, the universe is not going to stop spinning because your deal didn't go right. Okay? And if you lost your job, even if it was that bad you lost your job, have the confidence and the resourcefulness in yourself that you're going to find another job. But never take these things into sleep. Because when you sleep, you go into your soul's consciousness for a while. You go closer to God when you sleep. You don't want to take that junk with you. When you sleep, you should be almost like you're dying. Right? When you go to your deathbed, that's it. You can't do anything anymore about this life. You're a soul now. When you go to bed at night, just think, I'm dropping the body. I can't do anything more with this body or this day. I'm going into my soul now for 6 hours. I can't do anything. And if you wake up in the middle of the night and your mind is still thinking about things, just say, I've dropped my body. I can't do anything about this. I'm in the soul.
Just one thing, for the mind to really be active, happy to carry on these tasks, obviously there has to be soul-searching, self-realization.
Yes.
Okay, because unless you have a soul-searching and self-realization,
Sure.
mentally, while physically you will be carrying on these spiritual tasks,
Yeah.
and simple task of being healthy and switching off mind,
Yeah.
you will not be completely into it. So obviously a lot of learning spiritually has
Sure,
to go inside for
absolutely.
self-realization before you actually
And
carry on this task.
meditation.
And meditation.
Yes.
Because a normal human body who is routinely involved in so many activities
Yeah.
can get emotionally attached to various things. So we will not be completely detached while he goes to bed.
Well, no. This is what I'm saying. The process that you go through is to become more detached. So
Exactly.
you have to switch the mind off.
So the detachment is a very big long journey because you really have to imbibe a lot of spiritual knowledge,
Absolutely.
meditation.
But you can't do it overnight.
Exactly.
Right?
It's
So you have to do small processes. When you get more time in the daytime, or Sundays or Saturdays, you can go to spiritual lectures. You
Right.
can do 1 hour, 2 hours of meditation. But just before you go to bed, you still need some type of process to help you to get to that point. And if you don't have any process and you just switch the TV off and go down to bed, you've got no chance. So this 1 minute and the 1-2 pages of spiritual books that you read and the prayer that you do and the scrambling of the brain, relax the brain, write your list down, complete your thoughts on paper, this is your safest bet. You need to switch that on to silent.
Yes.
This is your safest bet before you sleep.
Then how do there are different composition of a human mind. So there are emotional kind of people. There are action-oriented people. So each need different kinds of solution. It is said, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and what is called a Karma Yoga.
Yeah.
So the action-oriented people need kind of
Yeah.
Karmic Yoga. The Bhakti Yoga is not done with the emotional guys
Yeah,
to
yeah,
just
yeah.
do some soul searching.
Yeah.
And the Jnana Yoga is very highly intellectual kind.
Yeah.
So you believe that these proportions are differently imbibed in any of the person. Every individual is so different.
Yes.
So they have to not necessarily go through a spiritual discourse because he may be an intellectual person.
Yeah,
he may
absolutely.
listen.
Absolutely. So this is why I'm saying to you, we do a few different steps.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't want to get too much into discussion because
Sorry.
we're going towards this success topic. But for example, the intellectual person will need to make a list. The emotional person will need to play a game or something to engage them, and the spiritual person will need the book and the silence. So here's why these few points that I've mentioned will help you to sleep. And then we can do some breathing exercises before we sleep as well, okay? So as I was saying earlier on to another group, if you slow the rate of breathing down before you sleep, then it slows the activity of the mind and the nervous system. Human beings breathe 16 to 18 times a minute normally. And when they're stressed, it goes to 20, 24 times a minute. But if you take your breathing down to 3 or 4 times a minute only before you sleep, your nervous and cellular and brain activity also goes down by direct proportion. So this is doing slow breathing exercises. I'll give you an example. We can practice once, okay? Because I want to get on with the lecture. So I breathe in for 4 seconds, I hold the breath for 4 seconds, and I exhale the breath for 4 seconds. So how many is that? 12. And 12 into 60 is 5. So now you're only breathing 5 times a minute, and the brain will slow down equally. So shall I quickly show you?
Sure.
Right, so it's like this. So I actually done 15. Breathe in for 5, held for 5, exhale for 5. So that's 15 into 60 is 4. So I'll only breathe 4 times a minute. So if I've done that for 2 minutes, my mind, my breath, everything will start. Even now I feel calmer, just doing one round like this. So why don't we just have one quick practice of that, just so you know.
So we should do it on an empty stomach?
Well, before you go to bed, hopefully you are on empty stomach. And the breath is going to go into the chest area. So let's do a round like this, maybe a 4 in, 4 holding, and 4 seconds out. Yeah, should we try?
Before you go to bed, you're on empty stomach.
You should be. Otherwise, what you're doing is you're going to bed with energy in your system. Because normally, and this is the subject of diet we spoke about another time, people tend to eat carbohydrates in the evening. So this is rice, chapatis, wheat, pasta, pizza, ice cream, milk, cheese, potato. This is all carbohydrate, and carbohydrate is sugar. And the body turns carbohydrate into sugar, and it uses sugar as energy. If it doesn't use the energy from the sugar, it has to store it in what is called adipose tissue. And adipose tissue is the visceral fat of the body. It sits here and sits here, and underarms and back and butt and maybe in the legs. And the body is constantly trying to burn the sugar so that you can go to sleep. So what happens to burn the sugar? It uses the electric currents of the brain. So you dream. Next thing you know, you go to sleep and it's dreaming, 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 constantly. Excitable, emotional dreams. And next thing you know, you wake up in the morning and you're still tired. Because the whole night your body is digesting and dreaming. So when you go to sleep, this is another suggestion to you. Final meal of the day should have no carbohydrates. Final meal of the day should be vegetables. And if you eat meat, fish and vegetables, meat and vegetables, but no roti, no rice, no milk, no dessert, especially no dessert and sugar. You have much better sleep. And if you feel hungry before you go to bed, believe it or not, when the stomach rumbles, when your stomach rumbles, do you know that you don't need to eat? The reason the stomach is rumbling is because it's had some air and space and it's doing house cleaning. It's just cleaning the stomach. But it doesn't mean the body's low on energy. Sometimes when your stomach rumbles, if you have water instead, you find you're fine for another couple of hours. Then the hunger disappears. It's not a genuine sign that the body's low on anything. So, sorry.
No, man.
So when you have some water, go to bed, and also it helps you to lose belly fat. So that's the second point of success. Is, for God's sake, peace of mind is something you can't surpass in terms of wealth for your being. Yeah? If you don't have peace of mind, no money can make you happy. So I consider people that have inner peace to be successful. Resolved. These are resolved, consolidated lives. Everything works. And they have very little or very much, but they sleep at night with peace.
Can you tell me
third
any
point.
exercise in the evening helps? Let's say going to the gym, for example. Does that help? Burning out your carbohydrates?
It can do, but as long as afterwards you just have protein and vegetables.
Which is basically dal and stuff like that, right?
No, dal is carbohydrates.
Dal is carbohydrate.
It has protein, but it's also got a lot of carbohydrates.
Mm.
Right, we have to move on, guys, quickly.
Okay, sure.
The third point is relationships. The third area of success is relationships. All joy is based on relationships. The universe was made because God wanted to know what it was to love and to be loved. So he divided himself into us, and now we find ourselves. We find ourselves. That is why we can never be happy alone. Success in itself is not enough. Success making others happy is what makes us happy. Childish and selfish success is in gratification exclusively. Okay? So make sure your relationships are healthy, or nothing else will make you deeply happy. So you can find people that are very selfish, they get everything they want and they spend on themselves, and still they think something is missing. And then they realize it's about relationships, making other people happy. That's why we have children, that's why we have friends. So successful people, really successful, have excellent relationships. So one thing to do in your life is make sure all your relationships are the best you can be. That doesn't mean that everyone does what you want. The most successful relationships are people that forgive people who don't do what they want, who don't have massive expectations, but allow people to live, and not chasing them around with a whip all day saying, why aren't you like this, why aren't you like that? They're more magnanimous in their heart and forgiving and loving. And then you have fantastic relationships, people warm to you because they see that you're accepting. So that is my third point. Success is having good relationships, being able to build good, strong relationships with people around you. My fourth point of success is worthy goals. Okay? Do something that satisfies your soul as well as your ego in life. This will give you a higher purpose, that your existence has some deeper meaning, both to yourself and to others. This is something like helping the unfortunate, helping your spiritual center, charity, giving of books and education, helping with medical supplies. Also the development of yourself spiritually, mentally and emotionally towards your soul or God, or just human goodness. This will give you great inner peace. So if all our goals are business goals, financial goals, right? That's still not going to make you happy or successful, okay? Until one of your goals is more magnanimous, is more to give to others, is more to develop your spiritual consciousness, to find the meaning of life. So you have to develop a goal which is worthy of that type of attribute. Yeah? Okay, and the final point is wisdom and happiness. Okay, wisdom being the most important word here. Wisdom is not the exclusive right of the sages and philosophers, but simply a level of human intelligence that discriminates between positive and negative and helps you to choose the positive course. Positive actions lead you away from suffering eventually and help you to achieve happiness. The opposite of this is negativity, ignorance and pain. If we consider a successful life to be a happy one, then developing wisdom is the way to go. So again, wisdom is the ability to zoom out of a situation and to decide what is the positive and negative from it and to choose the positive. Okay? And unless you are wise, you can't make good decisions. And if you make bad decisions, it leads you to places of unhappiness, of ignorance, of ill health, and therefore suffering. If you make good decisions with wisdom, you'll always end up in a happier place. So hence, wise people are successful. Okay? Because wise people are always happy. They may not have money, but they have wisdom. They know how to deal with situations. They know what decisions to make. So these now, I'll put over my point. These are my 5 areas of success that I'm giving to you. First of all, health. Second of all, inner peace. Third, good relationships. Fourth, worthy goals. And fifth, wisdom. Now, I haven't mentioned finances because if you find somebody with all these attributes but no money, they're still happy. Because money is going to bring you, the most important things is shelter and food, okay, for your family. But even at a bare minimum, a wise person with worthy goals, a good relationship with the family, who has inner peace and health, can have these things, even at the bare minimum. Naturally, anyone who is a character like this will find a job and resourcefulness, but I wouldn't put money as being success. I wouldn't, simply.
It's excellent here. As you rightly put it, anyone who has all these 5 qualities, he is very likely to have money.
He's very likely to find someone that will give him a job.
Yes.
And no matter if that's making umbrellas or whatever it is he's doing, his job will bring him the wealth that he is. And other thing, finally, I'll say, is that you'll find people at the top of their industries are like this. People that are the multi-billionaire, millionaire people are actually people that have this ingrained in them. People think the most successful are always horrible people, but it's not true. They're actually people that are good. At the very top, the Bill Gateses, the very top people, successful sports people, they have good character as well. And that's why they got to the very, very top. So these are my 5 laws of success. And I know that they're very simple, but I hope you can take something from it today. Have you got any final questions or points?
No, this is fine. This is brilliant. Can we get a copy of this?
Yes, sure. I'm going to get your email addresses down there and I'll email this over to you tonight.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. Come over to the desk. If anyone